Eramos is more than a name. It's a way of life. It's our sanctuary, our escape from the noise, and our connection to the deeper meaning of our lives. It's about finding joy in the outdoors, seeking growth, and leaving the world a better place than we found it. Welcome to Elevate and Explore, a podcast where we dive into the beauty of nature, self-discovery, and the endless possibilities that come with living intentionally. Welcome to our journey.
So I was watching something the other day, and one of the things that they said was the founders of Coca-Cola, his mentality and mindset every single day, he would remind himself he had one objective. If I do nothing else today, it's going to be this one thing. Now, I have not validated this, but it's only been a couple hours since I saw it, or a couple days since I saw it, and I need to go back and look at it. That he was trying to tell himself every single day that he had one objective, and that is to put Pepsi-Cola out of business.
I just saw that as well.
And it got me thinking, just in the world of, opportunity, there's going to be multiple opportunities. And just because there's an opportunity for you doesn't mean that you're going to be the only one doing it. There's opportunities for everyone. And in 2 years of developing and building a construction management and estimation platform for civil contractors, I was untouched. There was nobody else out there. And in the past 6 months, there's two what I would consider like competitors. There's a couple others that are similar competitors. And there's just a handful of others that are just throwing stuff out that, they can sell it. But the ultimate question that arises is, are they true competitors, or is it Facebook ads and Instagram ads and LinkedIn ads? They all have this atmosphere that every time you're thinking of something, it just pops up. So It's like, is it popping up to try and draw you off track? Is it trying to pop up and draw you off what you're trying to do and lose your focus? Or is it out there to inspire you and motivate you and just remind yourself that what you're doing is meant, it's going to hurt. It's going to put somebody else out of business, maybe. Maybe that's not the goal, but it's a potential. Your motivation should be that it's for you, it's for everyone, it's going to benefit tons and tons of people. And with that there's an opportunity out there for everyone. And then it got me thinking that I got really deep in thought the other day, sitting in a tree stand, that nature, business, it's all the same. One of us has to live so the other one can, one of us has to die so the other one can live. And if we look at that as a personal aspect, our old version of ourselves has to die so the new version of us can live. Our business has to thrive and somebody else is going to fail. Our, decisions and impacts are going to benefit some and they're going to hurt others. And drawing a line in the sand is where core values and mission, and I guess just down to it is just the values and morals and ethics of what you're doing. Just really heavy in thought.
I see that. Oh, it also comes down to, you've been showing up for the past 2 years. You've been doing it every day and doing it and doing it and doing it. And I saw a good video the other day. There could be, say, for instance, there's 100 other people who have the same exact idea as you right now. You can all start at the same time. Well, the first 75 people are going to fall off. Like, they're going to do one thing for a day, have the great grand idea, and just fall right off. Another 20 people will do it for a week or two, get bored of it, give up. And at the end of the day, you're only actually, out of those 100, there's probably only going to be one other person competing against you who had the same exact idea. So it's this consistency thing. And, when you have an idea, actually showing up and freaking following through with it, because so many people have ideas and want to create a business or want to change the world or want to help people in a certain way. And yeah, it's all grand. You can have the great idea, but if you don't keep showing up and consistently showing up like you have for the past 2 years, they ain't going to go nowhere. And Everybody often talks like, oh, well, you're so lucky you have this great business. Oh, you're so lucky that that happened for you. Well, they're not seeing all the 2 years of work you put into it. They're seeing the overnight success. And that's what a lot of people lose sight of is, they think it's luck and it's just happens overnight. No, you didn't give up. I didn't give up. We keep going. Even when it sucks, even when we want to do nothing but freaking stop sometimes, you just keep showing up and slowly making that slow day by day process where you don't really see much of anything happening. But if you add it up day after day, week after week, month after month, and you look back and see how much things have added up, the majority of people don't see that. They just want it now. They don't want to wait.
And that's, we talked about that, I think, a couple of weeks ago, is, there is no such thing as luck. There's just alignment, there's opportunity. And through aligning yourself with the right opportunities and continuing to do it every single day comes success. It's predictable. If you're on a weight loss journey and you decide to binge on Coca-Cola and McDonald's, so you're going to be very off track when you realize that you haven't met your weight goal. But there's a handful of days and weeks and months that I've slacked going to the gym because just I had to prioritize stuff. And right now that was not in line. It is in line to some aspect, but personally, waking up and managing 3 businesses and life and everything, like I have to draw a line somewhere. So I constantly just try and outweigh, the type of food I'm eating. And if I can go for a walk or pace around in the driveway sitting on the phone, that's what I'm prioritizing right now. And I'm not setting myself up for failure by saying like, oh, I'm working towards the goal. No, I'm just making a better decision that's in line with the goal, and it's going to keep me at least somewhat on track. It's not going to be completely derailed. And that's been a big help. Just trying to prioritize things, keeping things to a schedule, trying to stay task by task rather than trying to do all the tasks at once. Yesterday was a perfect day. As I was going to wake up bright and early and do my work, and then I was going to do this, and then I blocked out a portion of time for the gym, but I blocked it mid-afternoon because I was like, I'm not going to commit to it, but I know if I have time to go, I'll go. And I ended up not going to it, but I had ended up going out and doing a bunch of yard work and sticking around here at the house and got some other stuff done. And that was my period of time that I was devoting towards that activity, but in a different form.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to weight loss, the gym isn't 100% necessary. I'm just speaking from my experience. I mean, as of today, I'm down 69 pounds. I have 1 more pound till I hit 200 pounds. At my high was 270. And for most of this weight loss journey, I haven't really gone to the gym. It's been more about eating less and moving a little more, walking, parking farther in the parking lot, taking stairs, all these little things. The gym certainly helps. On the weekends, I'm pretty active. During the week, not too much, but about a month ago, I got dumbbells and, a couple times a day, when I wake up, when I get home, before I go to bed, I'll, be on the dumbbells for a little bit, doing different things. And honestly, I think the biggest thing that's really helped me is the fasting, doing the 36-hour fast every Sunday to Tuesday, and then only eating once a day. I mean, I freaking feel phenomenal. And, I haven't been going to the gym, but I'm still like this way. Like, I'll be perfectly honest, this last weekend, Saturday, I binged ate a little bit. I fucking ate a lot. But I mean, it's all gone. I feel good. After I fasted, I mean, I'm not using it as an excuse, using the fasting to get rid of the binge, but, just being honest with myself that I overate a little bit Saturday. And, but it seems to not really throw me off track like I used to. I used to have one bad day and it would screw me up for like 2 weeks. Whereas now, after I've been fasting so long, I feel like it's really changed my metabolism. I don't know. My mind, my body, everything about it has just really, really helped.
Mm-hmm. It's a huge thing. And, every single day I try and extend that period of time between food and fill up on water, fill up on black coffee, and go get your steps in the morning. And then, cautious of what you eat. Now, This past week was a little tough because we went and got fresh apples, so I had to make an apple pie, and there was no letting that one slide.
See, that's all
But
right. I mean, it's that. I feel like that's a little different. You went and you got the apples. You made the apple pie. You put love into it. It's not like you went and got an apple pie, from McDonald's or something. It's still not the best thing for you, but like, live a little. Why not?
well, it definitely helped build the soul because I think
Yeah.
it's absolutely evident now. I'm a lover of food and paying attention to what you cook. Katie's been really good at monitoring things that'll act up and be more of an inflammatory, or a more inflammation driven type food, and staying away from it. And then I love protein, I love vegetables, I love fruit, and
Yeah.
it's like an apple pie made from scratch, crust and everything. It hit the spot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another thing. Just you can being conscious of what you're putting in your body. I mean, eat more healthy stuff, less bad stuff. Like, I mean, I don't really eat out at all anymore. Anything, the worst thing I have in my apartment that's bad for me is a jar of peanut butter and jelly. And that's my guilty snack. But I mean, I have either deer meat or chicken or tuna. And that's pretty much all I eat anymore. And then onions. I love onions. I don't really eat much carbs at all. Tonight I had a piece of frozen bread. It's been in my freezer for probably a year now, trying to clean things out. But like, I've always been a huge carb person. I freaking love carbs, and cutting out carbs. I mean, I probably have carbs maybe once a week, if that anymore. So I think that really helps. And another thing is just I get satisfied, not full. I try to not eat till I'm full, because when I'm full, I end up feeling like crap. So I eat till I'm satisfied, and I only eat if I'm actually hungry, not because it's breakfast or lunch or dinner. And
Yeah.
just all these little changes I've made. We probably talked about this before, but I mean, my whole life I always struggled with weight. I was always up and down. I could always lose weight so quickly. But the problem was I wouldn't make sustainable changes. I would just not eat much for a couple months, drop 30, 40 pounds, and then just fall right back into my old habits. Whereas this time I've made little changes over the past year and a half. It's been a slow process. I mean, for the first year, I didn't see like any results. And now I can barely fit in any of the clothes I have. Like everything's just, I swim in everything anymore. And it's, I look at the scale like this morning when I saw 201, I was like, that's freaking insane. Like 4 months ago, I was at 240 still complaining that I'm not getting anywhere.
It's insane to look at some pictures. I think every time we were together, I always took plenty more pictures of you than I did myself. But one of the pictures that came up was you on the boat, and then us on the boat, I think probably this past couple months ago. And it is an insane difference from where you started and where you came to.
Yeah.
Then if we go back far enough, there's pictures of us with 40 ounces of beer taped in our hands.
Oh, the good old days. Hey, today is 90 days that I haven't had a drink. Can't believe it. I haven't had the freaking urge. I mean, there was like 1 or 2 times where I thought like, you know what, maybe I'll just have one. And I was like, you know what? No, what's one beer going to do for me? One drink? I'm just like, no, let's just keep rolling it. I don't know. Like I said before, I don't know. I'm not saying I won't ever drink again. I'm enjoying not drinking at the moment. It's cool going through these different experiences where I used to always feel the urge to drink, say at a networking event, or like tomorrow I'm going to Montana. I'll be out in Montana for 6 days. And, in the past, I'd probably go spend a night or two at the bar all night, drinking away while everybody else is in bed. You know what? I'm not going to do that this time. Just enjoying this, being sober. It's different, going the majority of my life. I mean, shit, I'm 34 and started drinking when I was 15. So I drank more of my life than I was sober, which is wild to think about. So it's cool being on the other end of it now.
It's a half my life thing for me, and that's a hard pill to swallow at times. And I was getting into it the other day, just very faith driven, very, inquisitive and asking questions and learning. And I've spent past couple of days just reading and studying, and especially with my notes on one side and the Bible on the other, and kind of seeing the stuff I was writing and then asking questions about it. And it's absolutely evident there's been a change, and there's always room for more. This past weekend, I was able to slip away for a couple of days. We went and tried some dove hunting, and Sunday went and sat in the deer stand. And he came on, I think it was Friday afternoon. I was just very overwhelmed. I was like, there's so much stuff going on. I'm trying to sort it all out. And I was like, I could go finish work because I've got deadlines. And then Katie's like, here and now. I was like, all right, here and now. We're going to go dove hunting. And we went down to the dove field, and we just got out of the truck. We started shooting. Like, there was doves good bit all over the place. We didn't hit one. I think we may have hit one, but we couldn't find it. I had the dogs with me, and it was just really, really good. Tons of doves we saw. We had a couple chances to, get the guns warm, and I was like, all right, we'll try again tomorrow. So we went back the next day, and I met this guy, and we was talking. He's like, oh yeah, there's no doves here, and it's a tough game. It's super slow. We haven't even shot yet. And I was like, oh, it happens. That's the way it goes. And Jack and I went up and sat on the tree line, and I was like, there's a dove. I should have shot. There's a dove. We should have shot at that one. Like, all right. Well, now that, we kind of have an idea, we're in a decent spot. I was like, let's get up and move. We got up, we turned around, and there's like 4 doves that flew over top of us. Now, to precurse, like, I have my 12 gauge with extra full choke in it because we're out in the middle of an open field. I want some distance, and Jack's got the modified gun just in case they come in a little close. And I popped off 2 shots that were just way offhand. Like, it was just a Hail Mary of a shot. And I was like, it happens. And I was like, it's okay I didn't get one. Because, at the end of this, we came here. The other guy said he hasn't shot once. We just shot 4 times at a group that was flying over us. I was like, that's good enough.
And you had fun.
Oh, we had a ton of fun. We walked around, and we started like kicking them up all over the place. And I was like, it just takes a little bit of effort. Like, don't just sit there and wait for stuff to happen. Go out and make it happen. Go out and do something. Yes. And it's a synonym for most things that we do, but it is the reality of it is you just don't sit and wait for something. Go out and make it happen. Even just a small little, I'm going for a walk with a shotgun, and opportunity, it'll come up, and it's so relatable. And, that's how our deer hunt went. And we woke up early. We didn't wake up as early as we wanted to, but it didn't hinder us at all. We got into the stand, and I take my sticks with me because we're on public land, so I don't want anybody jacking the tree stand. So I had to set sticks up, climb up in the tree, sit down, and got everything settled. It was pitch dark, can't see a thing. And I said a little prayer. I said, just Father, thanks for the chance to sit out in the outdoors. Thanks for this opportunity to sit with Jack. And thanks for the, peaceful morning, quiet, get to watch the sun come up. I said, if we have the chance to see something, that our wind is right. And furthermore, if I get a chance to let an arrow fly, that you guide it. Well, within a couple hours of that prayer, I had a chance to shoot at a deer. It was a Hail Mary shot. It was brush. I'm shooting 20 yards. The target that I have a window of about this big that I can see where I want to hit. But I let an arrow fly, and I was like, I missed. I was like, that arrow didn't slow down. I thought I heard it hit the stick. Like, I didn't hear that thump. And I was like, let's just give it a few minutes, and we'll go find the arrow and take these tree stands back to the truck, and we start playing all this out before we even get to the arrow. And I can see I have a lighted knock on it, so I can see it bright as day. And we walk over there. The arrow's laying on the ground covered in blood. And I was like, okay, well, now I know I didn't miss, but now I don't know where I hit it. I hit something important, but I don't know what. And there's just a couple little specks of blood on the ground. I said, well, let's walk back to the truck and put these tree stands in the bed of the truck, and then we'll come back and start trailing it. We walk out just towards the trail. We turn to go towards the truck, and this deer is laying within 50 yards of the truck.
That's convenient.
it damn near dead in line. I said, you got to be kidding me. Like, we haven't even tracked it. We didn't even get back to the truck yet. And it's laying right there. I was like, well, let's go home. And it was, just so much of that reality check of, say your prayers, think good thoughts, be ready, take your time, be patient. Now, the difference between Sunday and Friday, I was shooting at doves, and I can't remember if I was looking down the barrel of the shotgun and putting the bead on the dove. I was just pointing and shooting. Whereas Sunday, I set that pin right where I wanted. I had that tiny little window. I said a prayer, and by golly, that arrow went right where it needed to, because it was a perfect heart shot right through the center of the chest, and it came out right underneath the last rib, knocked out the heart, the lung, chunk of the liver. And again, when the right opportunity comes around and you're prepared and you're doing all the right steps, it will come to reality.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, and what you said a couple minutes ago about taking action, that's so true with so many things in life. So many of us have ideas and want to do great things, but they sit around and wait for the perfect time. I mean, I'm guilty. I did it for a long time, just waiting for an aha, or waiting for things to be perfect, or waiting for more money, or this or that. And just once I realized, like, you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to know exactly what you're doing. You got to take action. And along the way, you'll find out that, yes, I mean, not all action is perfect. You're going to make some mistakes, but if you take the action and learn from what you're doing wrong and shift and refocus and just consistently just take action, that's 90% of it. Even if you don't know what you're doing, if you're taking action, you're going to learn along the way. You're going to figure it out. And
For
it's
sure.
like people are just scared of taking action and scared of looking stupid or not knowing what they're doing. And they're leaving so much on the table by just sitting around and hoping that something's going to happen. Nothing is going to happen unless you take action. No one's going to come and do it for you. The answers aren't just going to fall out of the sky while you sit there and think and wait. It's the answers come to you while you're doing whatever you intend on doing.
Yeah, and with that point in mind, there is no perfect time. You can only do what you can right now, and along the way, you'll meet the right people. You'll change your way of thinking. You'll meet you'll find new resources. You'll get new tools. You'll learn and have experience, and all of it will come together to make that dream come true.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's weird how it works. Like, when you're not even necessarily looking for those things, they kind of just, once you started taking action, things just kind of fall into place for you. It's almost like the red car thing. When you think you want to go buy a red car, and you just start seeing nothing but red cars. But when you start working on what you're passionate about and start working towards a goal, you start seeing the answers. You start seeing the opportunities. Whereas when you sit around and aren't doing anything about it, you don't see those things. So yes, they're still there, but you're not thinking about it because you're not taking action. You're not working towards it.
Yeah, and that's the walk in faith. Things will happen unexpectedly, and you have no idea, and there's no explanation for it. They just happen, and that's what that is.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, there's been so many days where I feel nothing's happening, and then just out of the blue, just this random idea, or I see this random video on Facebook, or conversation that we have, or a conversation I have with somebody else. It's like, that's exactly what I've been looking for. That's exactly what I needed. And then go back to the drawing table, keep on working on it. And yeah, it's a really cool process. It's a slow process. Sometimes it's a very disheartening process, but it's so freaking worth it. And something I talked to about the group about earlier today is a lot of times we're so focused on the destination of becoming successful, getting that job, creating the business, getting the dream home, getting the woman, and we're often too focused on the outcome as opposed to the journey along it. We forget to stop and smell the roses along the way. We forget to stop and appreciate where we're at now, where we've come from. where we're going. We often get too focused on the grand outcome, and we're completely missing the whole idea. It's not really the destination, it's the journey of getting to that destination that is so beautiful. And you got to really stop and enjoy the journey along the way, because the destination, you'll get there and you're just going to be like, all right, I'm here now, what next? The destination is just a short thing. So it's that beautiful journey along the way, the ups and downs, the good, the bad, the crying, the joy, the late nights. It's oh my God, it's so freaking beautiful.
It is all in God's perfect timing. And the more I study that, the more I read about it, the more I look into it and ask questions, the more it's just absolutely evident. There is no answer of how I let an arrow go through a slip in the brush, and then a deer almost ends up in the back of the truck. It just doesn't happen that way. I'm not that good.
No, I think that you having that faith in God, and doing that prayer, and like you said, you really took your time, and just, whereas with the doves you were just pointing and shooting and spraying and praying, you were conscious of what you're doing and holding faith in what you're doing, and I think that goes a long way, rather than just spraying and praying. And that can go with a lot of things in life.
It's the difference between taking action and just hoping.
Yeah. Taking what's the right word for it? Something action. Taking
Intentional action.
Intentional action. Not just doing something just to say, I did this, I did that. No, have a goal in mind, have a somewhat of an outcome in mind, and work towards it, not just any little number of possibilities that could happen. You got to have one possibility that you're going towards.
It is.
What else?
I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot going on. I need to touch base on a couple topics after this, but
Yes.
that was, my mental dump, and a lot of exciting stuff going on. So hopefully
Yes.
that shares some insight for somebody who needs to hear it.
Yeah.
And again,
Sometimes short and sweet is better than, we're short, sweet, to the point. We don't need to drag anything out.
Yeah. And if there's anybody out there listening that wants to ask some questions or talk about stuff, by all means, reach out. Love to hear from you and see those comments.
Yes, if you want to be on the podcast, we now have a link that you can sign up. It's on the Eramos Outdoor Gear page down at the bottom. So if you want to, be a guest, fill that out. We'll get in contact with you, do a brief one-on-one call, and we'll get you on here. We've had some really cool guests. Last week we had a girl from Ireland, so it's really cool. All these different people we're bringing on here. Amazing to hear all these stories. So we'd love to have you.
Absolutely. That's again that alignment, just out of the blue. These people come in and share stories, and it's just far more relatable than we ever thought possible.
I don't know if it's divine intervention or what it is, but it's just the right people are coming this way, and it's, again, we're taking action, we're doing it. That, like I just said, we're doing the thing, so all these opportunities are showing up for us. If we weren't doing it, these opportunities wouldn't be here.
It works for everybody.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks. Enjoy your day.